guys, welcome back to the channel. Once again, this is Starboy, the Cosmic Witch. Yes, I've rebranded once again, and I think that we're going to stick with this one this time, guys. Okay, with that said, this is going to be our reading for the full moon on February 5th, 2023. And yes, I did already do the reading for Imbolc / Candlemas on February 1st, including with the full moon. But I decided I wanted to go ahead and do a separate full moon reading anyways. So that's why we're here. Sorry about that, guys. I had to cut off the background again. I will quickly show you in the Witch's Almanac. This full moon is occurring on the 5th. It's the storm moon. So we have an energy of the water element, rain, storms. Psychically, what I'm feeling with this is I'm actually feeling that this moon has a lot to do with healing energy. So the water element actually makes a lot of sense with this. I would not be surprised if we get a lot of water cards or something to do with healing. The strongest vibe that I'm getting with this coming full moon is one of healing work and healing energy. This could come across as a sense of rejuvenation, recuperation. This could be a time of rest and relaxation as a form of healing. Sometimes we just need downtime from the stresses of life or from anything that we've been exerting ourselves in physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in whichever way. Sometimes we need to have some downtime and allow ourselves to recuperate and heal and rejuvenate. However, with that said, I do still think that some of the messages from the last reading will still apply here, might come up again here. Considering I included the full moon in that reading, there might be some overlaps that come up in the cards this time as well. You can go back and watch that reading if you want. Those messages of blossoming social activity and progress, advancement. Maybe it could be a bit much. So with this full moon, it could be saying that we need to, make sure that we pace ourselves as well when it comes to a lot of activity in any sense, in any shape or form that may take. So yeah, there might be just messages about pacing yourself with all of the activity that's coming in, all of the progress, all of the advancement. The full moon is coming in and saying, like, pace yourself, slow down a bit, and make sure that you're getting the downtime as well. It's good to have a bunch of progress, but it's also necessary that we pace ourselves with that. So that's another message that's coming through, along with the healing energy. And the other messages that were coming through in that reading were about finances and financial matters. I felt like there was some people that were struggling with finances and that they would also be seeing advancement during this time period as well. So that message might come up again in this reading. But with that said, that's mainly the psychic vibes that I'm getting. It's just some really strong healing energy in whatever ways you can use that energy in many different ways. But that's the main vibe that I'm getting off from this full moon. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get into the cards. I'll be using the Lumina Tarot by Inner Hue and the Wood and Bone and Path Unknown Gay Runic Oracle. So the first card that we have is the Six of Wands. Now, this card represents the advancement I was talking about, the progress, the activity, and really the advancement. This is a card of victory. It's a card of renown and reward that comes from our hard work and our efforts and our path to our goals. So with the Six of Wands, we're getting that progress. We're getting the rewards. We're getting to the outcome of what we're seeking. There's social energy because the Six of Wands talks about sharing the bounty of our success as well. In the last reading, I was talking about the Ten of Pentacles as reassurance that we have abundance from our social sphere, our family, our friends, our loved ones. That's a form of abundance. That's a form of security and safety and protection and wealth. With the Six of Wands, we are also contributing to that for others. We are contributing abundance and wealth to our social sphere in turn. Most people want wealth and success because they want to share it with others. They want to share it with their loved ones, right? And that's what the Six of Wands also represents. So the Six of Wands is also a reminder to not forget everyone who has helped you along your way and your path to success, on your path to victory. It's good to be thankful. It's good to be grateful, but it's also good to pay it back, That's what the Six of Wands is also reminding us of. Because we see 6 wands here. We see all of the elements here. So there's a harmony in that social energy. And there's a sense that coming together in a group in any form is stronger, more abundant. We receive that, but we also give it back. Always is increasing everyone's abundance and everyone's success and everyone's victory. So think about your team, your family, your loved ones, your spiritual allies, your soul tribe during this time, during this full moon. It's very important and it's highlighted with this card. Now, the next card that we have is the King of Wands. Now, this is coming in once again with this message of nurturing, coming in as like a parent or a father figure, a provider, protector, a nurturer. So it's a perfect follow-up to what I was saying with the Six of Wands. The King of Wands is a leader, position of leadership in that aspect. Protection, nurturing, caring. With the King of Wands, it's a even further call to act dynamically, to take action, take initiative, and use your natural leadership skills. A message that's coming through with this is about taking charge of things. Because with these energies, there is a lot of activity, there's a lot going on, and it can get to be quite hectic and even chaotic. So there is a sense that you also need to take charge of the energies so that it doesn't overwhelm you or start to go into a negative direction as well. You want to be the one that takes charge of these things, set boundaries, but also set goals. And I feel like that message is coming through because I was talking about how we need to pace ourselves with this energy and with all of this activity and all of this picking up of progress and advancement. This is the king taking charge. So this is the reminder that we need to pace ourselves. We need to control the activity that we're doing, where we're putting our energy and when, right? Because the final card that we have from the tarot is justice, the balancing, the scales. And with the Justice card, that's what it's all about. It's all about balance. It's all about equilibrium. It's all about harmony. Also beauty in that. So the Justice card is a major arcana. It calls us to action. It calls us, once again, it calls us to action like the King of Wands. It's calling us to seek balance, seek harmony in all things, in our lives, in our activities. It's another message about balancing things, pacing ourselves, taking charge of making sure that things stay balanced, making sure that there's clear boundaries. We set our own boundaries and really strictly adhere to them. There sort of is also a secondary message coming through with these cards, with the King of Wands and Justice together, because it's almost this energy of, with this leadership energy, it's also about stepping into the spotlight. In the last reading where I was talking about the social butterfly energy and stepping into the light, letting yourself shine, this blossoming energy. Sometimes we just need to step into the light and soak up the sun, soak up the love. There's a nurturing energy that comes through to us with that as well. There's a healing energy that comes through with that. And that's also being shown here. It's a beauty. It's a beautiful healing energy. Because once again, with the Six of Wands, it's an energy that we give, but we also receive. There's a balance to it. As with all things, there's a give and a take. There's a balance. There's an equilibrium. So when you step into this leadership role, it's a position of service. All true good leaders are in a position of serving their community, whatever shape or form that may take. You're giving from that energy. You're giving of yourself. You're giving of your passion, your heart, your nurturing, your love, your care, your attention. True leadership is an act of love and an act of service. But like I said, being in that role, also being a figure of nurturing, being a figure of support, being a figure that's providing this energy, you're going to be appreciated. You're going to be recognized. And once again, that was the message coming through with Six of Wands. This is also a card of victory, renown, reward, success. So you're also stepping into the spotlight with this card. You give light, you give warmth, you give nurturing to others, and they, love you in return. They're giving back that energy. You're receiving back that energy. So that's also the message of the Justice card. There's a beautification of life in this process. And there's a beautification and a purification of the self in this process as well. Because when you give, you receive. When you give love freely, you receive it back in turn. And that's where the healing energy comes in. That's why I'm feeling so strongly this healing energy. It's this rebalancing energy, rejuvenation energy, stepping back into the light and letting that love come out of you. It's a healing process. Like I said, you give your love freely, you're going to receive in return. It's healing energy, both given and received. And of course, the other messages of the Justice card, aligning oneself with the powers of truth and justice, which I've talked about a lot on my channel. The powers of truth and justice are unstoppable, truly. So there could be a message coming through for some people. I feel like this would only be more so for some people at this time. But there is a message also coming through with the Justice card that if anyone has wronged you, or if there's been something that has been out of balance, or you've been done wrong in some way, you can expect things to start to balance out around this time period as well. Or you should seek yourself with the action of the King of Wands calling us to action. You should seek justice at this time. You should seek that balance, and you will receive it during this time as well. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and pull a runic oracle card. See what it means. So we get Tiwaz again. This is the card of the god Tyr, the god who sacrifices his arm in order to bind the cosmic wolf Fenrir. So once again, this is agent of chaos, and defeating it, overcoming it, binding it. And it takes a give and a take. It takes a sacrifice to do so. You have to be willing to give of yourself to receive. You can have victory. You can have success from all of this picked up activity that could be a bit chaotic if you take charge of it. You have to take charge of it in order to make yourself successful within it. Tiwaz also speaks of self-sacrifice, reiterating the message that you have to give to receive, stepping into the leadership role, taking the initiative, being the provider and the nurturer, the protector. This is a card of protection. This is a rune of protection. And it's an active energy. It's actively being protective. I'll go ahead and read the book meaning. Tiwaz is a card of the third eight. It's governed by the warrior god Tyr, who willingly lost his hand while binding the cosmic wolf Fenrir. These runes deal with sacrifices to better oneself and for the greater good. The third eight reflects social matters, such as interactions with family and other kinfolk, home life, beliefs, and personal growth. Tiwaz is the rune associated with Tyr, a god who battles and binds Fenrir, and loses a hand in the process. Not only does this surmount to a massive amount of bravery, but also alludes to making sacrifice to achieve a goal, and the honorable fulfillment of a contract. This rune has become a symbol for warriors in battle, brandishing the rune to advance a victorious conquest. The card recreates Tyr's journey, but the contemplative look on the warrior is one of reflection, strategy, knowing a sacrifice is necessary for a victorious outcome. Even with the greatest feat ahead, anything is possible if you set your mind to it. Keywords are bravery, strong will, victory in battle, sacrifice, understanding, justice-oriented, strategic approach. So it is once again highlighting the energy of justice. Making sure that contracts are fulfilled, making sure that balance happens at all costs as well. So there is a bit of an active and warrior energy coming through with these cards. So you need to contemplate that and think about that as well as you're going forward with these energies, and especially with the social energy. This could mean, making bargains and deals and contracts and things like that as well. Making sure that everyone's happy and making sure that you get what you need out of what you're giving as well. And other than that, it really is just a big reminder that you can't expect something for nothing, right? With all, I don't know if you guys just heard my altar just now popped. So it's really reiterating that message and driving it home. You can't expect something for nothing. So with all of this energy that's going on, with all of these energies that I'm talking about, bringing in this advancement, bringing in this progress, bringing in success, it is a chaotic energy. You have to be the one that takes charge of it in order to make it go your way, in order to make sure that you get these contracts, you get these deals, you get these connections, whatever, however it manifests, with all this activity picking up, with all this progressive energy, with all this new growth, and even with the healing energy, if you don't step in to tame it, it's just going to be chaos. You may find yourself being drained. You may find yourself taking on too much. You may find yourself not knowing which options to choose from, right? There's a lot of different ways that the energy can just be chaos. But if you take control of it, that's when it's going to serve you and serve everyone that you come in contact with. Because when you make sure that you're handling your stuff, that's when you're of best service to everyone around you. And again, as the final little side message with this, like I was saying with the Justice card, if you've been in a position where you've been wronged or something like that, this is the time to seek justice. This is the time to seek balancing of that situation. And the TWAS card is also once again coming up as the protector energy with that as well. And the warrior energy pursuing justice. So there's also that message being reiterated here as well for some of you. With that said, though, that's going to be all for this reading, guys. That's all the messages that are coming through at this time. I hope that this reading helped you and you're able to see where it fits in your life. I hope that you guys had a great Imbolc, Candlemas, or Llamas if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. And I hope that you have a wonderful and magical full moon and really embrace this energy and allow yourself to step into this more active role in this leadership role. Give of yourself, because that's how you're going to receive this healing energy in return. Please leave a like if this reading helped you. Subscribe to the channel. And also, I do have my new channel up for reaction videos and gaming if that's something that you're interested in too. I'm reacting to The Last of Us right now and some other things as well. So if you're interested in that, go subscribe to the other channel. But with that said, that's going to be all for this video. As always, until next time, hail Hecate, hail to the fairies, hail to the witches, hail to the runes, and blessed be.